AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook Group. Talent Spotlights. From BTE to Dynamite to Dark. The All Elite Hour. Links to classic matches. And so much more. AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook Group. Join the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group today.
This is a revolution.
I am the demo god.
All Elite
Wrestling squeeze is settled.
I want a match that is
Wonderful.
John Silver fucked this up.
A paradigm shift.
You wanna kick my friend in his dick?
It's the FTW World Championship.
Bubbly. Alright, Kenny's gotta be cool, right?
The All Elite best tag team division in the world.
Not the Dippin' Dots! The damn Dippin' Dots didn't do anything to anybody! Welcome to episode number 29 of AEH, the All Enzo Hour. We're changing things up, actually. We're just going to be focusing on everything Enzo Amore just for one full hour. So, no, I'm just kidding. This is the All Elite Hour, brought to you by the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group. Go there, go join it, answer a couple questions. It's a private group, so there's no trolls, no fucking idiots in there. And then you're in. You get to a fantastic source of everything All Elite. And speaking of, by the way, my name is Bryan with MARKEDOUT Wrestling Podcast. I don't think I said that before, but on the show, we're going to focus on, we're pretty much just going to focus on everything that happened this past Wednesday on Dynamite, and whatever else comes up. But let's get into it. As always, we've got Kyle from the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group and from WrestleJoy. Mr. Kyle, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I heard you say you were watching some horror movies earlier today, huh?
I was.
You were.
Pretty much what I've been doing all day.
That's good. That's not a bad day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've also got MJ, aka. Well, I don't know. What is your nickname, MJ? Do you have a nickname yet? Should we make one for you?
I just do some shit with some shit. That's all I do.
You do some shit with some shit.
That's it.
Okay, that's a weird nickname.
That's what you do. That's what you do. That's MJ, the guy that does some shit with some other shit that involves some other shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that, MJ. And, of course, we also have the cat, a.k.a. Bryan with a Y.
Bryan with the Y.
Yep, Mr. Bryan with the Y. When we're all from the AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion Facebook group. So if you join the group, you can fuck around with us, you can talk to us, you can mingle, you can talk about whatever you want. But, Bryan, how are you, man?
Apparently not as high as MJ is over there. Holy shit.
Yeah, right? He's very mellow right now. He's
Whoa, dude. You just attacked me.
Shit,
You
man.
had just attacked me.
Hey, man, you don't know the definition of attack.
Audience. That's crazy.
Wait, is he wrong, though, MJ?
Everyone's
and-
wrong. What the fuck are you talking about?
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. All right, so on this episode, like I said, we're just going to kind of rattle through Dynamite and anything else that really comes up, All Elite. But I guess, well, you know what? Let's talk about this because now a couple days have passed, and I just want to kind of pick your guys' brain about the question. This was a question that we answered last week on the show, but now we've had a few days in between, and things have changed a little bit. So I want to bring up this question one more time, and I'll throw it to you, MJ, first. Do you think that Chris Jericho should be still? I know he's gotten tested, right, and all that, but do you think that he should be quarantined at all? Do you think he should be on TV right now, or do you think it's a good look? What do you think?
Well, does he have 100% coronavirus? Is that proven?
No, I don't think he has it. I mean, he has, but it hasn't been 2 weeks since Sturgis.
Oh,
It
takes
2 weeks for the symptoms to show up. So that's why it's he did the show within a week of Dynamite.
Well, I mean, he's been okay thus far, right?
Yeah, but it hasn't been 2 weeks, bro. I don't know.
Oh, we're in a different time right now of this pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some were getting less cases, some's getting more, but I don't think that it's more severe than it already has been, you know? I just think someone wants to look for something to, you know, get on someone, and that's just adding on to it. But you have a point. I mean, it hasn't been 2 weeks, so maybe they're being negligent, but then, again, maybe they're just over-testing him.
Right. Maybe. I mean, did Kyle or Bryan, do you guys have any, like, differing opinions, or what do you guys think? How about you, Bryan?
I don't have a whole lot on it. I mean, I've got a good friend that's he's a microbiologist that specializes in virology. So this is kind of his whole thing. I've learned a lot about the virus just from talks with him. The thing is, that's the funny part. We don't even know a whole lot about the virus still.
Right.
It's a novel virus. It's going to be here every year. It's just like the flu strain now. We didn't catch it quick enough. What a novel virus is, it's able to mutate from one species to another, and that's why we're in the situation we're in. So vaccines are going to have to be the so-called new norm, as much as people hate that phrase these days.
Right.
It's just going to become a thing that we're going to be dealing with constantly every year. As far as whether he needs to quarantine for 2 weeks, I don't know. I think we all should have just quarantined from the get-go for 6 weeks and have kicked the shit in the ass, and wouldn't be where we're at today.
Yeah. What about you, Kyle? Do you have any thoughts on it?
He's been tested, and he's tested negative. So
yeah, but again, like it has, you know, I mean, like, that's the only thing that I look at is the 2 weeks, like that period, because things can change. With you know.
But like, here's my thing: it's like everybody else, you know, everybody else gets to be on TV if they test negative, and I mean, we don't really know where else everybody else goes.
Right.
And so if everybody else is testing negative and getting to be on TV, I don't see why he shouldn't be able to.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think
I understand what you mean, though. Like, who knows? Maybe he might not be on this week, since the thing with Cassidy seems to be done till for now.
That's true. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, me personally, I think it was kind of silly for him to show up do the whole thing at Sturgis to begin with. I think we all can pretty much agree with that, but I don't know. I think I know there were kind of rumors that were thrown around that maybe the match was pre-taped that he had with Cassidy, but of course that wasn't the case. But I don't know. I think if he's going to be one of the top guys, he should be setting the example. And I know it's kind of tough to like say that he should just sit out for 2 weeks, but I mean, if you're going to make that decision and potentially risk the health of the rest of the roster just for like a silly gig, I don't know, man. It seems like doesn't seem like it's really worth it. But hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Hopefully he's fine. Hopefully they're going to keep. I mean, they're going to assuming they're going to keep testing him. They're going to keep testing everybody. So hopefully there's no kinds of breakouts or anything. In AEW. I mean, they haven't had it yet, knock on wood. But we'll see.
If there's all of a sudden a breakout,
you're breaking up a little bit. Can you repeat that?
I said if there's all of a sudden there's a breakout in AEW, we know that he shouldn't have been back. Yeah.
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, and we'll know pretty much. I mean, I don't want to say that this will be like, we'll know that this was the reason why there was a breakout there, but hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, they won't have any issues, everything will be fine, and this will just be a little, you know, we'll forget about this in a month, but who knows? But I guess, let's get into Dynamite. I mean, they had the Tag Team Appreciation Night, of course, which, you know, it's awesome seeing Rock and Roll Express in there. And I don't know why do I have the NXT results in front of me? I don't want to fucking look at NXT. NXT is fucking, come on.
Back a groomer.
Wow. But, yeah, I mean, having Rock and Roll Express and Arn and Tully, on the show. I mean, I know Arn and Tully is not really different, but it's still cool seeing the two of them in the ring together with Rock and Roll Express. But
dude, that promo from Tully.
Yeah, man. He can he's already, this was already he had that first promo that he had with Sean Spears, like a month or two or so, whenever it was. Fucking awesome. Yeah, Tully is great. I love him with Sean. Like, it's such a good pairing. But I don't know. Let's, we don't have to go into it. Let's not talk about the show, straight through. MJ, I want to throw it to you. Like, what was your favorite part about this episode from Dynamite? Or is there anything that you wanna
I think one thing that I really was like, okay, this is gonna happen is Cody and Brody. I kind of want to see that, you know. I kind of want to. That's pretty much what I was like. Whoa. I kind of expected Orange to win. That's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It's about it, man.
Yeah. All right.
The Jon Moxley thing, I knew it happens. I think here goes a takeaway.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have had Moxley touch him yet. I think that was a very bad move.
Really?
As much shit as MJF talks, I think it would have been a better savior moment if you would have waited till All Out for Moxley to touch him, you know?
Sure.
Seriously, every episode has been a legit, I don't care what anyone else says, is a legit wrestling show. Like, I can watch it all the way through, be excited for what's next, even if I'm not excited, what's next, you know?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting from these past, I'm going to say 5 Dynamites.
5 Dynamites, okay. All right. But all right, so you mentioned Cody's match with Scorpio, and shout out Mike Chioda. Mike Chioda made his first AEW appearance, which is fucking awesome. I loved him in WWE, so I think that's an awesome pickup. But Brian, I want to ask you, did you think that Scorpio Sky was really going to take the belt from Cody on an episode of Dynamite? Did you see him as like a viable? Because a lot of people have been kind of complaining that Cody hasn't had a real challenger. You know, he's had Lance Archer, he's had. Who was the other one? I'm missing one. There was one. I guess he had a match. Was it against Jungle Boy?
Yeah.
For the belt? Yeah, for the belt, right. But other than that, it's been a lot of guys bringing in from like the outside. Well, yeah, Eddie Kingston, but still, he was a guy that they brought in from the outside. Like, did you really think that he was going to win the belt in his first match?
Yeah.
I didn't foresee Scorpio Sky taking it this past Wednesday. I do foresee him with that TNT title around his waist here eventually, just not right now. I think they've got bigger plans with trying to actually tell a story there between Cody and Mr. Brody Lee and MJ. It's Mr. Brody Lee. Put some respect on it.
Yeah, put some respect on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start addressing him better.
Yeah, seriously. What the fuck, man? Come on. Get your shit together. But, so, what do you think, Kyle? Do you think that it's, like, who do you think is going to act, like, I'll ask you straight out, who's going to take the belt off of Cody?
Well, I thought it would be Scorpio Sky because, the TNT title was finished and Cody said in an interview that he wanted to hold the TNT title while it was unfinished. So I thought that was kind of like, hinting that, he was going to lose it when it was finished.
Oh, okay.
And, also another thing, that match was very underwhelming. Like, they hyped that up and it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match, but I'm with you.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And I did see Scorpio win. I was kind of sad he didn't win, but when Brody Lee came out, or when Mr. Brody Lee came out and did the whole promo, yeah,
you caught yourself. It's okay.
Yeah. When Mr. Brody Lee promo showed up on the Titan Run, dude. I thought that was great because I had a theory a while back that Brody was going to face Cody at All Out for the title because it makes sense of why Dark Order attacked Cody. I thought that was
right.
Okay, that signals that Mr. Brody Lee's targeting Cody. And
sure.
So, but now I don't know if they'll take it from him, like just off of at Dynamite. Or or if he doesn't if he beats Mr. Brody Lee, I figure he'll lose it at All Out, but I really don't know who to though. unless it's what everybody has been saying all along, and that it's going to be Matt Cardona.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't on TV this past week. He had that 1 week where he showed up.
He's got 4 appearances left on his current contract.
Do you think that though they missed the ball with just having him show up and then not having him the week after? Like, don't you think I know they only have a few appearances, but like that's on the assumption that that he's eventually going to sign. It seems like he wants to be there. I know. In fact, I'm pretty sure
he's got like an FTR contract where he only had so many appearances before he signs a full-time deal.
Okay. All right, so let's go around. So Kyle, you said Matt Cardona. I agree with you. I think it's going to be Matt Cardona. Who do you think, MJ? Who do you think is going to take the belt off of Cody?
Oh yeah, this is a good question. Guess what? I think Lance Archer is going to come back around and win it.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yep. They're not doing squat with him. They're fucking hyping up these promos. I think they might do a reverse, the heel wins first and then the face comes back and wins. I think they're going to do reverse to push Archer.
So you think Archer's going to beat Cody at All Out?
I think that Cody's going to hold that title until Archer faces him. Might be at All Out. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But also this is good too because in an alternative stance, Mr. Brody fucking Lee would be a perfect push for him. Being a title holder of a leader of this Dark Order.
Sure.
Not even if it's not the world title, he's already proved that he can do that. So I think either way they're going to do something like that.
All right, so you're saying Lance Archer is going to take it off of him?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Bryan?
I don't have a pick on who it's going to be, but I think you're all wrong. I think it has to change hands on Dynamite. It's the TNT title, not the pay-per-view title.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. All right. So
I didn't think about that.
Say on that, I think that's a title that needs to change hands more often on television rather than on a pay-per-view setting.
That's a good point, because then it also conditions all of us to know, to kind of see that, they could change hands. Like, the title could change hands on TV. Because how often, in a lot of other companies, namely WWE, title changes rarely happen. I mean, it happens, obviously, but they don't really happen all that much on television. But if they kind of if AEW sets a standard that, this title can change hands, on Dynamite, or even fucking, I don't even know if they have the secondary show, whenever that launches, if it changes hands on that, I think that'll be pretty cool. It'll kind of entice everyone to watch the show because they're expecting, some big changes to happen on free TV. I love it.
So
I remember those
Mr.
days.
Brody Lee?
Mr. Brody Lee. No, I don't think it's going to be Mr. Brody Lee. I still think it's going to be Matt Cardona.
Okay, since we're on the subject,
yeah,
I just want a Mr. Brody Lee versus Lance Archer match. Is that is that what we want?
That'd be good.
That would be good. That would be really good.
Cool.
Have they ever had a match?
No.
No, right? Yeah.
I just think people are complaining about Archer not, he's being on TV but he's not having matches. This is good. People don't understand this is good. He came off that big loss, and when he comes back, it's going to be a whole new, a whole new fucking railroad ride, man. I'm telling you.
Well, let me ask you, MJ, since you're the resident Lance Archer mark around here, fan, whatever you want to call it. What was up with that promo? Why this one on Dynamite that he did with, I have no problem with him beating up the guys in the locker room. That's his thing. I love it. But why did he write the thing on Jake's back? What was that about?
I think that it's just to show you that ever since the Cody loss, he's going to come back crazier than ever. That you're even seeing it. That's Jake is losing control of him, obviously. He's like, you don't have to don't take my shirt off, that kind of shit. That was good shit. But that's what it is that I think Jake is slowly starting to lose control of Archer to where he's about to become rabid.
Ah, okay. So do you think that this could actually lead to him and Jake kind of going their separate ways?
I mean, you already see it on Jake's face. He's already like, man, this is getting out of control.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. And then also, I guess, while we're on this match, before we move on, Kyle, what's up with Cody being the Prince of Pro Wrestling?
I I'm pretty sure this is the start of the heel turn.
You think so?
Yeah, calling yourself the Prince of Pro Wrestling, that's a very heel thing.
It is. It totally is. It's just weird that he would do that before, but maybe, like you said, maybe this is the kind of the thing that
it's a slow build. I honestly think we're going to see the Horsemen form probably at All Out because if you notice during FTR's beatdown at Rock and Roll Express, you notice it looked like Arn kind of gave them the signal. It kind of looked at FTR and gave them the signal to go ahead, and Spears just looked at Arn and let him walk right on by.
Right.
So like Arn and Tully and FTR, they were all there, and Spears was there, and all you're missing now is Cody.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So let's talk about this segment since this was one of the big ones that they were promoting it all week.
But also another thing to add to what MJ was saying, I think the whole Lance Archer thing does like kind of play into like I think people thought that Roberts is his manager, he has control of him over him, but that was showing that Archer was still very much in control.
Right. All right.
It's more like Archer found Jake. That's what it seems like now.
You don't think it's the other way around? You don't think Jake found Archer?
Well, let me ask Bryan with the why.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, Bryan with the why. Do you think that it's a waste to have Jake with Archer?
No, but I'm still kind of wondering where they're going when the original reason for Jake even bringing Archer in was because he was going after Cody and wanting to take his piece of the pie.
Yeah.
True.
It's true. But all right, let's talk about the tag team appreciation segment that they had, because this was a turning point for FTR, which Kyle had mentioned. But FTR finally they turned heel. They brutally attacked the Rock and Roll Express with a spike pile driver. And you see the Young Bucks are all pissed off, and they're trying to separate, Tully's in the mix and Sean Spears is in the mix. But, Bryan, did you think that this was kind of a weird thing to, out of all the ways that you could have turned FTR heel, I didn't think that this was it. But, I didn't hate it, but I just want to get your opinion on this segment.
I kind of agree there, with there being a better way to have done it. I think there could have been a lot better way than having them just sit there and just decimate Rock and Roll Express. A lot of people would be looking at that like, I can't believe they just attacked those legends, but at the same time, you're going to have fans, well, yeah, look how old they are. It's not like it's a hard fight.
Well, that's true.
Nothing taken away from Rock and Roll Express at all.
Of course.
God, they're legends.
Let's see.
True legends, and they can still hold their own.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I feel there was a better way to have go about making that heel turn. I'm still kind of waiting to see where it all plays out. And what really concerns me with what AEW is doing right now, I feel FTR has to be the ones to take the titles off of Hangman and Omega. And let's face it, we haven't really seen much singles competition from those two at all. Hangman, Adam Page, and Omega. Since they got the tag team titles, there's really been little to any singles matches that they've been involved in. It's crazy to think that two guys that are such great singles competitors barely even scratch the surface in AEW as singles competitors when you've got a roster of solid tag teams.
Right. Kyle, I think what was your opinion on the whole segment?
Oh, see, y'all are all looking at it wrong. It wasn't just, turning FTR heel as in them attacking Rock and Roll Express and, that's it. There's 3 storylines playing out here. It establishes 4 horsemen, or teases it. It helps set up Kenny and Hangman versus FTR, because Hangman's mad at FTR for attacking Rock and Roll Express. As you could tell, he was kind of like he had like a hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? Look on his face. And not to mention, it still builds up to the feud with the Bucks, because the Rock and Roll Express or the Bucks' childhood heroes.
No, that's true. That is true.
FTR attacked them.
Right. But like, isn't it weird though? Cause I mean, FTR, like they're huge tag team. Like they love and they live and breathe tag team wrestling. And like they love, like the legends of the past and all that stuff. So it is kind of strange for them to attack Rock and Roll Express because I feel like they have like the utmost respect for them. But I guess maybe that's, what'd you say?
It's because of the Bucks.
It's because of the Bucks?
Bucks.
Okay. All right. So if they go that way, I like that.
That, yeah.
Right. All right. And what about you, MJ? Like, do you have any problem with FTR turning this way, or is this just kind of all right by you?
I mean, it seems like they're not becoming heel. It just they're becoming neutral.
Well, I think they were neutral, and now
that was a full blown heel turn.
I hope so. I really do fucking hope so.
It definitely was. They attacked fucking.
They attacked him from behind.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of switching going on. That's what it is. That's what's confusing. There's a lot of switching going on.
Switching.
Yeah. Well, Arn, I didn't expect Arn to walk in there with FTR when they're signing their fucking contracts.
Right.
I was like, whoa, what the hell's going on here? So now what's going on with Arn? So you got to think about this. The only time we've seen Arn is with Cody. So now Arn is associating himself with FTR, but yet we've never really seen FTR and Cody together on screen or even anything. So that's what I'm saying. It's a bunch of switching going on. So you just have to wait for stuff to play out. You know what I mean?
It's just small little subtle teases. Out of everybody in AEW right now, Cody, FTR, and Spears, and Arn and Tully are the only ones who have held up the 4.
It's true.
Well,
it's true.
Something better happen, man. I don't want it to be no lackluster end, man.
I'm saying All Out. I think after or before All Out, I think when Cody loses the TNT title, he'll snap.
There's just
and turn full blown heel.
People,
you can already tell it's there. Like in his matches with Scorpio, and even before, he's acting more cockier.
Definitely.
People need to understand. People are probably going to get Prince of Pro Wrestling, baby. People are either going to get very disappointed or they're going to get very happy after All Out. Because people expect these certain people to be in this faction, and you don't know that. You just don't know.
I personally think it's going to be a pretty pivotal show for them. I think there's going to be a lot of different directions. I definitely think that Hangman and Kenny, I think their split is going to be. That's definitely going to happen at All Out.
All Out. FTR and then Kenny will attack Hangman, and then it'll be Kenny and Hangman at Full Gear.
There we go. I do not hate that at all.
And then I bet it'll be Kenny and the AEW World Champion at Revolution.
Okay. All right.
Y'all got to quit mentioning All Out because we were all supposed to be meeting up at this damn show.
Oh, yeah, don't say that. I know.
Sad, man.
I know. Actually, I was just thinking about that, and also about the cruise too, because we were talking about kicking around that, meeting up on there. But I know Kyle, you bought tickets for the cruise, didn't you?
Yeah, I've already got it paid off. I'm for sure going.
Ooh, you already paid it off?
Yeah.
Look at you, man. That's awesome.
My roommate, he pretty much let me and my friend who we're going with. It's me, my friend, and my roommate. Well, we're all going together, and so he just put it all on his credit card, and he just gave him the money back.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's already paid off and everything. So we're just waiting. I was hoping it would be February because I was going to get to celebrate my fucking 30th birthday on the cruise. I mean, who all can say they celebrated their 30th in the fucking Bahamas?
Right.
On a cruise.
With Dr. Luther.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. but now it's till October. Now it's being drawn out till October.
All right. That's sad, but hopefully you'll be able to go and everything will be okay and COVID will disappear and blah 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 blah. But all right, let's talk about MJF and Dictator John and their whole spiel that they have going on.
Let's talk about that awesome thing, the WWE thing that MJF copied. That was
yeah, go for it.
whenever MJF was walking down the hall and he pushed Lee Johnson, that was almost a spot for spot recreation of when Samoa Joe was NXT champion walking down the hall and he pushed MJF, who was a security guard, during that segment.
And you know what I love about it too is now everyone's saying like, oh, maybe now Lee Johnson is going to be the next guy to, he's going to be in a couple of years from now, he's going to be the one that's pushing the person, and who knows who's going to, the security guard's going to be. And it's just going to be like a nice little, almost like a rite of passage almost in making it in AEW, if you will. Maybe not. I might be going a little too far overboard, but either way, it was still a nice little nod for them to do that. I definitely thought that was fucking awesome. I wonder whose idea that was. I mean, I guess it had to have been MJF's, or maybe Cody was like, "Hey, you should do this." Who knows? But Brian, what did you think about the whole MJF and like him kind of leaning towards the whole political side of things? And
I love it. It's the whole strike while the iron's hot kind of thing. Like,
there you go.
It's working right now because we're in an election cycle that's already got so many people's attention. What I hated about the angle here just this past week was he sends all the bodyguards out, his Secret Service, so to speak, sends them out in all different directions because Moxley normally comes through the crowd, leaving his back to the entrance, and Moxley comes straight down the ramp as if it was the most predictable thing that wrestling's ever done.
Thank you.
Really? You think the same thing, MJ?
Yes.
Well, how else could
stupid? Listen,
yeah,
week after week, I'm already saying that this is the wrong feud. This is wrong. It's just not. I don't believe it. I don't care about you guys' opinions, all right? My opinion.
Oh, wow.
This is the most. This is the most less. I'm not interested in this feud. I'm not. You want to know why? You want to know how it killed it? Last week, when he tried to make Darby win the championship, that's when I was like, then why the fuck did you make that big ass fucking promo last week then? You know?
True.
If you're just trying to take the belt off of him, then why are you trying to, promo this match, this big match that you said you're going to take it off of Dictator John, when you're just going to let someone else fucking take it?
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean,
I understand the heel tactic. I do understand it, but It doesn't go with what he did last week. The week previous, my bad.
Okay.
I just don't want to confuse, man. It's just it's not time. It's not time.
He mentioned that if Darby won, that he'd have no problem beating that 125-pound emo kid.
But it still kills the.
What'd you say, MJ? It still kills
man.
what?
It still kills the promo he did the week previous.
I mean, it honestly
he put so much energy in that,
I mean, like the whole doing Mox and Darby with the championship.
Bad move.
While MJF is doing that, it did like take away from that because we all knew Darby wasn't gonna fucking win.
Right.
They know how huge he is with us.
Yeah, like why would they set up MJF and Mox feud and go ahead and start promos for it and then do that?
True. Well, I think it was also because, like everyone was saying that, I guess in MJF's mind, he would rather have a match against Darby Allin to take the title off of him rather than Moxley. Even though I know what you guys are saying that the whole promo was directed towards Moxley, but maybe this was just his way of trying to get the belt by any means necessary. Who knows?
Well, and by the way, where the fuck is Brian Cage and Ricky Starks?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It is weird,
He's
right?
gone. Like, we're done. We're just not going to come for a couple weeks,
Yeah. And by the way, Taz on commentary. Oh, go on, Kyle.
I'm pretty sure Brian Cage is going to be back this week because Darby has the match, and I'm pretty sure they're going to set up Cage and Darby for All Out.
I don't hate that.
Well, you shouldn't have a good ass tag match and then keep the two people that were in it off for 2 weeks. That's not how you fucking do it.
Well, I mean, what's his name? Ricky Starks took that the thing on his back, the skateboard, so you figure that he's going to be out for. What'd you say, MJ?
The fucking promo, like, I'm going to get you back when I come back, Darby. Like, what the fuck?
Right. And now they're just kind of waiting.
They're bad at capitalizing. I'm going to say that right now. They're really good at it for storylines they care about, but they just mesh so much stuff together that they don't capitalize on the entrance and exit of feuds.
That's a good point.
Although I will say though, if they are doing Darby and Cage for All Out, I'm really interested to see how they book that, because I honestly don't see how the hell they can get out of that. Because
I want that match. I do too.
You can't have Cage lose to Darby.
No.
And you don't need Darby to lose again.
Well, I mean, but I can kind of see them. I could see them having the match with Cage and Darby kind of taking him to the limit, but Cage eventually getting the win either by Starks or with Taz or some kind of heelish thing.
Yeah, I guess like if they have somebody like calls him to lose,
right?
Fine.
Because Darby, I feel like, is one of their like biggest like sympathetic like him
and a world champ at some point.
Definitely. Oh, the crowd fucking loves him. Oh yeah. What do they call him? The 125-pound emo kid?
Yeah, that's what MJF called him. Yeah.
Oh, and you know what I said? This is the thing, I guess. If MJF comes out with a fucking red hat that says like "Make AEW,"
oh my god,
I think that would be like the over the line. Like if he did something like that, I think that's what I was trying to say.
That would be hilarious.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Throw up.
I would, yeah. It would just, oh god.
All right, and we talked about it earlier before, but I guess this will just be like kind of just a quick speed round question since I don't know the answer. But Bryan, is Mike Chioda, Bryan with a Y, is Mike Chioda signed full time, or was this just a one-off? Do you know?
I don't know the answer on that at all, actually. I just wanted to add to the last little part there, what MJ was talking about with the linear storylines and them just not having any idea what they're doing going with things moving forward. Unless you paid attention to the 15 seconds of Sammy during picture-in-picture holding the signs, they did nothing else to really push forward that story whatsoever.
That's true.
Another thing that I feel
they did the Matt attacking that guy. Remember that?
Oh yeah, he thought it was Sammy.
Yep.
It was just
Another thing that I feel that they failed to capitalize on, I think they should have skipped or at least held off on putting the whole Sammy G and Matt Hardy thing going on right now. I think they could have held off on that for another week or two, because I think during the portion where you had Rock and Roll Express and everybody out there talking about the greatest tag teams would have been a perfect opportunity for Matt Hardy to come out with Private Party and say, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's true.
Establish that they're going to be one of the greatest tag teams.
Right.
Go out there and use that. You've got the star power. Do it.
Right.
Did y'all notice, I think it was in that segment when they were talking about tag teams, they mentioned Matt and they name dropped Jeff.
Yeah, he said Jeff Hardy. That's right.
Yep. I'm fairly certain he's going to jump ship as well.
It's just AEW needs a second show right now, other than Dark. They need it.
Yeah. Dude, can you imagine when we get Young Bucks and the Hardy Boys again? Or, no, what's even better, Private Party and the Hardy Boys again?
Ooh. Yes. How long is Jeff's contract with WWE? Does anyone know?
I don't know. I've heard less than a year left.
This is from what I've heard, that he's going to be a lifer.
What?
That's just
bullshit.
Yep. That Matt and Jeff want to go their separate ways, and they do not want to be in the same company and doing stuff with each other anymore, that they're both doing their separate ways.
Well, that's not what I've been hearing, because I heard that this whole thing that WWE's doing where they're trying to humiliate Jeff is because he won't sign a new contract.
Well, if that's true, then that's worse. That means that might that sucks. That really
does
sucks.
suck.
Plus, with AEW name dropping Jeff, I think that they know stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, is that now name dropping is not as worse as it was back then. So I think people get, more overhyped about it now. Oh, they dropped his name, man. A lot of people do that.
Not necessarily. Not with AEW.
That's true.
Everybody that they've teased has come over, or there was plans for them to come over.
Yeah, but that's too blatant.
But
I'd be good. How about that? I want them, and I want that. But it's still the point that they still have tag teams that they're not even touching right now. The only thing they're doing with Private Party is having Matt name drop him every week.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I am pissed off about, fucking Natural Nightmares beat TH2 on Dark.
Okay, that's a crock of shit.
Yeah.
That fucking bullshit. Because TH2, they need to fucking push them to the moon. Like, I don't understand what the hell they don't.
This is my thing is too, man. Sorry to cut you off. The Hangman and Kenny tag team thing was good for, I don't know, a month. And then it's like, dude, you bring in all these fucking tag teams and you got 2 single stars. You know, it's just kind of like...
I was just touching on that earlier.
It's like they don't even trust the other tag teams to hold those titles. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Kenny even like made like a little small jab at that whenever he was in his little promo where he was talking about the greatest tag teams and he was putting over the Young Bucks. He mentioned it's not good to put it's not good for 2 single stars to be a tag team or something like that.
Who said that?
Kenny did in his promo.
Kenny did?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a little jab and it's a little more teasing toward, them breaking up him and Hangman.
Well, I want to TH2, they're still under contract with AAA, aren't they?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, sure. Jack Evans. Jack Evans. I don't think Angelico is contracted. I think he appears there, but I know Jack is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
But
I've some talk in the past that a lot of the guys that are signed with some of these other companies until they get completely free, that's kind of one of the reasons why they haven't really given them the push that they do deserve.
Right.
Just they don't know that they're going to be able to rely on them that much in the future. And
I just...
Yeah. It seems like they're big on them, especially when they keep putting the TH2 bit on BTE.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, okay, well, they're finally going to push TH2, but then they don't.
I think they're just trying to keep them relevant right now. But where are they? Are they? Well, I guess they're in the States now, so
yeah,
they'll be good to go hopefully.
You know what I'm thinking here? You
just
got me onto something, Kyle. What if pushing all these people that everyone knows, and then at later times they're saving these other,
They could be.
Because they want them to be the future other than, the people that are, I'm just going to say it blatantly, that are already old and have their names established to go through their tenure now, so that in later times they can build up on these newcomers for, later, 3 or 5 years down the road.
That's probably what they're doing. Which I figured that's why Kenny and Hangman's the tag champs right now.
Yeah.
All the elite are going to get their championships like sooner than later.
Not at the same time.
No.
Imagine that.
Can you imagine that? Not hit on Kenny and Hangman ending their match the same way every fucking time. I hate it. I'm sorry, I do.
What?
I'm
That's
sick
their
of seeing
finisher.
the last fucking call. I hate every single match, dude. Come on, every single match. Can't find a new way to win.
Can't
miss the last call once.
Hey, last call was the name of my finisher when I was an indie wrestler.
Oh, really?
It was.
By the way,
absolutely stole it from me, those motherfuckers.
Do we really want to watch Hangman not do a fucking one-winged angel every week? Come on. The last time he did it was at the fucking the Stadium Stampede was the last time he did that shit.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's weird. That is weird why he doesn't really use it.
No, actually, I lied. He
actually
did it to Mark Stunt. Sorry.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, you mean Kenny? You said Hangman. I was like, when the hell did Hangman start using the one-wing angel?
I'm just really tired of the champions. I really am.
I hear you, but
I'm not taking away from your teamwork and everything like that. I'm just fucking sick of it.
I think, is there a possibility that they weren't supposed to be tag team champions for this long? I mean, obviously they had all the stuff that was supposed to happen with Blood and Guts, way before the pandemic happened and all that stuff. So plans obviously changed.
I think the whole plan was always them versus FTR.
Really?
Yeah, because AEW booked 6 months out. I don't know if you know that or not.
Well, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. They were leaving a fuck up. I don't know. I forgot to tell you about this. It was real late, and they called it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
AEW's media on Twitter accidentally posted a graphic of a match with Jimmy Havoc.
Oh no!
But obviously they can't do that.
Whoops. Yeah. And then just one other thing to add about the tag team division. I did hear that what's his name, Ethan Page, his contract is supposed to be up, I believe, in December or January.
Dude, Cody is extremely high on him.
Yeah. So I could see them coming over the North, coming from Impact. I don't know what Josh Alexander's contract is. I'd assume that it's got to be around the same time. I mean, they came in as a tag team. I don't know, but I do know that egos.
They pick up the North as well.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if they
At
come
some
over there,
point, you're gonna get too many fucking tag teams that are too damn good.
yeah, and it's
already. In other news, sorry to cut
go
you
on.
off.
That's okay.
In other news, Pineapple Pete is no longer with AEW.
Well, he was never signed.
Well, you know what I mean. He's not there anymore, okay?
Yeah, they're not having any more appearances.
They're having to cut like a lot of the people who were showing up as the crowd on Dark.
Right. And speaking of, I guess now that you brought that up, MJ, who were the other names that were released this week too?
It was just Jimmy Havoc, B. Priestley, and Sadie Gibbs.
Yep. Any reason why? Just because they're from the UK and travel? Well, obviously I know Jimmy Havoc. I know him, but what about the other two?
Here's the thing, though. People keep saying, it's because of the pandemic and stuff.
Oh.
And yeah, it may be, but two of those names, it's pretty obvious why Jimmy was taken out. But B was also, involved in that stuff with Ospreay. And Sadie apparently, from what I've read online, she had a real bad backstage attitude and stuff like that. But like, people keep saying like, they only removed B and them because of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. There are other people on the roster who can't fly in who are still there.
True.
Who weren't involved. So.
True. Like is what's her name? Shauna? Is she still?
Yeah, she's still there. Yuka's still. I mean, all the Japanese talent's still there.
Yep.
Pac's still there. I swear to God,
what the fuck?
Shitstorm. They left if they removed Pac.
Oh my God.
It's over. I don't know.
I'm still hoping that Death Triangle comes back.
I'm just hoping that
What are you saying, MJ?
But
I'm just, it's just. If they get rid of him, I just really hope I can reconcile with that company for doing it.
I like that. But like with the UK talent, it's like, I don't know when the hell they can come back.
Right.
Like,
who knows?
It could be next year or later.
Oh, boy.
I think his last promo was like a month or 2 months ago.
Yeah. I really need to like have him, if he's for sure, like, safe, still sending in promos and shit.
Right.
But like on the roster page, it still says Pac and it says of Death Triangle.
Yes.
Death
Good.
Triangle.
They're still a team. Good. And you know what? It's a shame. I wanted to say this when we were talking about the tag teams, but what the fuck? They're not doing really anything with Santana and Ortiz. I feel like they're just kind of floundering too.
Which I think this feud with the Best Friends is maybe a start to a little bit of a push for them.
I hope. Yeah. I don't know.
Although I'm kind of hoping Best Friends win because I want to see Ortiz and Santana apologize on speakerphone. But anyway, back on topic to what Bryan was saying. The Sammy and Matt Hardy feud, it's more built on social media than anything right now, and I don't know if y'all saw, Matt Hardy like retweeted like this thing where Sammy Guevara like had these two cards and it said did you enjoy your night off, Matt?
Yeah.
He told him he was gonna leave him in a puddle of his own blood, piss, and shit, you little mark ass bitch.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm telling you, these two have to have a fucking unsanctioned hardcore match at all out.
They definitely do. Oh, yeah, apparently Matt was pretty pissed off with that whole chair shot and
you can't like have them just do a regular match.
No, yeah, that's a grudge match
now.
Oh yeah, definitely. And also a little note too. I don't know. So I was watching it. I think it was was it Fight TV? Is that the stream? I don't know. I was watching it on a stream on my computer, And so during commercials, like I can still see they don't do the picture in picture, so I can still see
it's fine.
Right. Okay.
Great like that.
So during the Sammy segment, you can hear the producer say, "All right, 15 seconds," when Sammy is giving when he's doing the cards. But then he's like, all right, and then the producer goes like, he's like, all right, you have 1 more minute. And then you hear Sammy, he's like, I thought you said we had 15 seconds, because that's why he got rid of all the cards so quick. That's why you saw him picking them back up off the floor and holding them up, because the producer fucked up, which I thought was funny.
Fight is so much better to watch AEW just for shit like that. Go back and watch AEW from the beginning, like when there was crowds. And when they're in commercials, they're in the actual commercials, they do so much cool shit with the crowds. Like they go around and look for fan signs and just do fan stuff, and you get to see it all on Fight.
I'm gonna have to start watching on Fight now. Hey, Bryan with a Y. What'd you think of Mr. Ray Phoenix's punches that he was laying in there? That kind of went sort of viral.
That was the best camera work that we've had in quite a while since probably the Dark Order Legendary.
Dude.
God.
Yeah,
what was going on in the cameraman's head? What was going on in production's head where they didn't cut that or do something to work around that in post-production? That's dark. It's going to up later.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That happened on fucking Dark. Yeah. They could easily have edited that out.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, God.
It's still ruining me, damn it.
Yeah, right? Whatever. He was trying to throw punches and they weren't connecting. That's not his fault. He's wearing a mask. Maybe the mask was all pushed over his eyes and he couldn't see. He couldn't make real contact. Whatever. Yeah, it's still real to me, damn it. All right, I'm going to take a left turn right here. Let's see. We were talking about the women's division a little bit earlier, but Heather Monroe made her AEW debut against Hikaru Shida in a losing effort. But still, it was nonetheless, she got some offense in. It was a good match. But MJ, are you familiar with Heather Monroe, and do you see her potentially sticking around in AEW? What do you think?
I'm not familiar.
Okay.
And I don't know if she can stick around or not, because one of these other things that AEW needs to stop doing is feeding their newcomers to their champion that hasn't had a championship match in I don't know. You know?
True.
You know what I mean? You know
That's
what
true.
I'm talking about here?
I hear you.
Why would you have a debuter, and then another woman that you have not shown on TV fight for a chance to face the champion without having a championship match, and then after that she just has no championship match, just facing other newcomers?
Yeah.
You just trying to just tell us that the women don't matter anymore? I mean, I understand pandemic, but what's with all these fucking women tag team matches if you're not having a women's championship match?
Right.
What's up with the fucking women's championship being so damn small?
That doesn't. Come on, that's heritage, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's a metaphor for how much they care about the women's division.
Ooh.
Well,
currently.
Well, then they shouldn't fucking have one.
I was just happy to see Hikaru Lesnar back on Dynamite with the strap, It's just kinda,
Hikaru Lesnar.
Yeah. Nothing against her. I love Shida. I really do. I wish they would use the women more. Why are we not using them more?
Right.
There is
all the good
potential
women
for
that took it.
I don't think Tony Khan.
They hired so many men.
I don't think Tony Khan cares about the women's division. Like, seriously.
It doesn't seem to. They really don't seem to. They've got great roster there, but they're not utilizing half of it.
And he books it.
Yeah.
Tony does or Kenny?
Tony does.
Tony does. Yeah.
Tony books it, man. I mean, that sucks to say, but.
Right. All right. Well, let's.
All Kenny does is structure the match.
Okay.
And is in charge of like scouting along with Brandy.
Is someone like plucking something?
Wait a minute. Did I just hear that Brandy Rhodes scouts?
Yeah, dude, she brought in a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah.
Who?
Vicky Guerrero.
He brought in Britt Baker. She brought in Britt Baker. She brought in Statlander, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Statlander was one of hers as well.
Not not being used, or she's injured, isn't she?
She's injured, dude.
She's hurt, bro.
Oh, that's the second fucking injury from a girl that she's brought in. Next.
Ooh. What about Big Swole?
Next.
No, a big soul is Kenny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, not injured. Very good wrestler. Still in. Okay.
No, there wasn't a Brit segment on there, huh? Right?
What now?
There wasn't a Britt Baker segment, right? Not that I'm not forgetting anything. I don't think so.
Not that I can remember.
Right? No. Oh boy. Let's talk about the main event before we wrap this up. So Orange Cassidy, he had his match with Chris Jericho, the $7,000 obligation match for his jacket, which a lot of people were kind of coming at Jericho. Actually coming at Orange as well, saying that they don't really believe in his character. This whole thing is fucking silly, blah blah blah. But ultimately, Orange was able to. He got the roll up pin. Granted, it wasn't necessarily how it was supposed to go. What was Taz calling it again? He kept calling it not a cradle. He kept calling fuck. I forget the wording that he was using, but it was like I don't know.
Wasn't a small package. It was
wasn't a small package, but wasn't it supposed to be? Isn't that his thing? He does that roll up. It's like the Orange Crush, or I forget the name that he calls it, but that's like his. I think that's one of his moves.
I think so.
But he definitely didn't go as planned. He still was able to roll him up and pin him. It didn't really look all that bad, but a lot of people are kind of saying that Jericho, like the longer that the match went, Mousetrap. Thank you. That's what he was calling it. Mousetrap. The longer the match went, he just wasn't able to keep up. I don't know. I guess he just kind of looked out of it.
Dude.
Maybe. You think so?
Look at his fucking physique, man. He's not, dude. We should all be lucky that he can still hit a fucking what the fuck's that called, man?
Lion Salt?
Yeah, Lion Salt. There you go. Yeah. The fuck? People just seem to forget how old he is. Just because he doesn't look like he's that old, he's still that old.
Yeah.
No one fucking cries about Undertaker, so what the fuck?
That's true. I did like the fact that Jericho, they were really hamming up the point with Mike Chioda, and they had the promo mid-episode, too, with Jericho telling Mike Chioda to do the right thing, quote unquote, turn around when he told him to. So I do like that they brought Chioda in, and like right away he was involved with a pretty big storyline. But
yeah,
Bryan,
it was like whenever I give you the signal, call it right down the middle.
Right down the middle. But we had and then also during the match we had Jake Hager get involved too. Obviously, this was during the whole when Chioda was distracted and all that. But we had Jake Hager coming in with a new look. He didn't have his normal boy's regular haircut. He had a nice little ponytail, like a nice little, I don't know what you call it, like not really a man bun per se, but I don't know what you call it. Yeah. But all right. Let's get to it. I'm talking about bullshit anyway. So, MJ, do you think that this was silly for Cassidy to get the win over Jericho, or did you like this booking? Thank you for that.
We all know what this is going to end into a rubber match. Obviously, don't know why they fucking call them rubber matches, but it's going to be a rubber match. People want it to be a gimmick match. I'm reading and everything. People want it to be, I just wish that. No, okay. Let me set this record straight. It's a good move, good booking. You want to know why? Because he didn't pin him. He didn't pin him 1, 2, 3. He mouse-trapped him 1, 2, 3. So I'm happy that they didn't go that route. I'm happy that the match went as long as it did because it just built the story up more and more of what's going to happen next. You just threw this referee almost everyone knows into the mix, so you're making this a good match. My thing is, I don't know how. Does anyone know the numbers that this match did?
I don't have it in front of me, but I can pull it up.
I'm surprised that this match wasn't more watched. Good match. I'm not going to lie. People need to understand that AEW is doing something great, and they're forming this character that everyone hates into a wrestler. So people need to understand that this is a change for all these people that have been doing these indie fucking shows and having to do these gimmicks because that's what sells, and now they're actually on a platform that they can actually intertwine their gimmick into this wrestling that people think they can't So that's what I got from after the program, from that main event, was that.
Mm.
I was no longer like, oh, I don't want to fucking see this. I was like, okay, I see the story now. Thank you.
Right. Bryan, do you have anything else to add about the match? Like, was this kind of bullshit for Cassidy to go over, or did you like the booking?
One thing I hated about it, like so many fans, I'm overcritical, and I noticed some of the smallest little details at times. Kyoto's back is turned to the action in the ring as Hager comes in, interferes.
Mm-hmm.
Hager runs back out, and he runs on the stage side, ring side of the same side that Kyoto turns back around to face the action in the ring at the same time. You notice it very, very, very slightly if you watch it. Just pay attention. You can watch the match again, and you'll see it, but it's there, and it just kind of ruined that moment for me. You've got to actually be blind to whatever's going on as the ref if you're going to try to sell that on anybody. Match-wise, booking-wise, I'm loving what they're doing with them. Rubber match, God, that goes way back, dude. You're talking like 16th century, like lawn bowling. That's a term from way back in the day.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I just did not. I just hear it all the time, and I'm just like, I don't understand why they call it this.
Yeah, it's got to do with tennis and lawn bowling and a bunch of other sports. It's been ingrained in sports for a long time.
Mm.
I mean, is there any like literal like sense to why they call it a rubber match, or is it just a slang?
Fuck if I know to give a real answer on it.
I just didn't understand. Yeah, I just did not understand. All right, let's clarify this before we end this podcast. What a fucking rubber match is.
Let's see. The sporting term rubber match refers to the final. Yeah, I know what the fuck.
Wait!
I know what it is.
Oh, the multiverse.
What? Oh, the multiverse?
I said, wait, pause the multiverse. Rubber match is a term.
Oh, yeah. That's true. He needs to do that. Holy shit. Let's see. It says Origin Unknown. Ooh.
Oh.
Key.
All right, never mind. I don't give a fuck anymore.
It's probably from that. What is it called? QAnon? Is that what that new thing is? Is that what that whole group is? It probably come from.
Can we just call them trilogies? Like, that sounds way better, right?
It sounds a lot cooler.
Yeah, like
it does.
It's time for the Orange and Chris Jericho trilogy to end. Like, what? Yeah.
It's too long of it. It's too long of an article reply to even read, so this is for another episode, I guess. We'll have to come back to this.
Bryan with a Y is absolutely right. He says the sporting term rubber match refers to the final and deciding game, blah, blah, blah. Origins back to the 16th century English game of lawn bowling. There we go. Somewhat similar to bocce ball. Huh. Okay.
Well, bocce.
You ever played bocce ball? No. No, you're not. Come on.
I think we should throw in the whole Matt Hardy thing there. We should like redo that whole thing. And when y'all say rubber match, what's rubber match? I can do the
yeah, you want to do it?
thing.
I think it should also be noted that 99% of the time I'm right all the time.
99% of the time you're right all the time. I mean, maybe I can't really dispute that.
Yep.
Boy. Well,
other 1% I'm just mistaken.
Right. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, so what's going on for next week? Do you guys have?
Yeah, it's Cody and Mr. Brody Lee for the TNT Championship.
Of course.
Butcher and Blade and Lucha Bros versus Natural Nightmares and Jurassic Express, I think. Let me check.
Okay. Another big tag team match.
Yeah. And then FTR and Private Party. And the Elite, Kenny and the Young Bucks versus Dark Order, Reynolds and Silver and Five.
Huh. All right.
And guess what? No women's match.
And you see what I'm saying right there is further proof that they should have brought out Private Party during that segment to help build and establish that whole story there.
Right.
Them have to match this next week with FTR.
That makes sense.
That beef. It should have gone that direction, man.
Right. Or like they could have fought over like cranberry vodka and beer or something. Like they could have done something in the back, like because they both booze a lot. It's part of their character. I don't know. Just shooting.
Had like another rival legend team from back in the day back there partying with them. Just cut in on the Tony Tron and yeah.
More Marty Jannetty maybe and Shawn Michaels or something.
let's keep Marty Jannetty away.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's got some issues. What were you gonna say, Kyle?
Oh, before FTR left WWE, but when they were teasing that they were, when they were doing the whole taking pictures with other teams before leaving WWE thing, and further teasing they were going to AEW, they took a picture with Private Party.
Really?
Yeah, and posted on social media and said we'll have a match with Private Party at some point.
Okay.
Well, there's been some Twitter stuff going between the North and FTR. The last I'd heard, I'll have to find the post on that.
Sure have. Yep.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about how awesome it was? Like how FTR teased their AEW debut. Somebody on Twitter, this guy on Twitter, he went to a Raw house show. I think it was last year. It was either it was last year. It was last year, and he went to a Raw house show, and the Revival were on the show, and they were the Raw Tag Team Champions at that point. Well, he was a big Revival fan, so when after the match, he walked over and he wanted a picture with them. Well, he was wearing an AEW shirt, and they took a picture with him with the AEW shirt, and they told him, "Hey, he'll see us in May," and they debuted in May of this year.
There we go. That was it. I love it.
So for over a year, they knew they were coming.
Oh yeah, they knew they were gone,
and they were the fucking champs. So
right.
That's what's hilarious. That even with the titles, they were still like, we're fucking out of here.
Right. Alrighty, let's wrap this one up. Let's get to any kind of plugs or anything that you guys want to put out there. I'll go to you, Bryan, first. Do you have anything that you want to throw out there?
Find the groups on Facebook. It's AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion. Just search AEW All Elite Wrestling Discussion on Facebook. You'll find us. Answer the questions and we'll get you in there. You'll have a great time. We got all sorts of stuff going on. There's a Spotlight Wrestler of the Week that we feature. We vote on. We highlight matches and photos and things from their careers going as far back as we can possibly find on them. Some of their earliest indie stuff that you may not even know exist. Hell, I've learned a lot about a lot of these guys over this past year. Just check us out on Facebook. We've got a Twitter account as well. I'll hand it over to Kyle to let him go ahead and take over the plug on that point.
As Bryan said, Bryan with a Y said.
Bryan with a Y, yeah.
Join the AEW discussion Facebook group. Listen to Marked Out Wrestling Podcasts and follow them on all social media and buy merch from them.
Mm-hmm.
They have a new shirt that looks like the New Japan line badge, and it's really great. It's comfy and fits perfectly. I highly recommend it.
Good to know.
Yeah. If you're a Discord user, you can join, and you're an AEW fan, join the AEW Discord at discord.gg/AEW. If you need any AV Tech services, you know who to call, Carmen Childers AV Tech. And also, if you want to get merch, he has merch, shirts, masks, all kinds of, even fanny packs if you're into that.
It's true.
Go to CarmenChildersAVTech.com and search merch. And
do it.
Check out WrestleJoy.com. I'm a writer for it, where we're a website that, instead of focusing on news and rumors, we only do articles and interviews with wrestlers about positivity in wrestling and just the whole joy of professional wrestling as a whole. And also, we would like to go ahead and take this time to remind you that, contrary to popular belief, Dark Order is not a cult.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's true.
That's all I got.
We're contractually obligated to say that each episode. So thank you for putting that out there.
They're just a group looking to enlighten other people's lives.
That's right.
That's it. Not a cult.
That's right.
Join Dark Order.
Join Dark Order. And then before I throw to MJ, just go on YouTube, go search Marked Out Wrestling Podcast so you can get notifications for this show and all the other shows as well. Join the group, of course. Bryan already said that, so I'm not going to fucking say it. Bryan with the Y already said that, so I'm not going to say it again. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. And before we close it up, MJ, what the fuck else? What do you have to throw out there, bro? Where can people find you?
People can find me somewhere. You can find me at the group Pearl Lucha Libre. It's another sister group of AEW Wrestling News and Discussion. We've got a page also. You can like that page of the AEW discussion. It's actually News and Discussion. That's a page.
I'm currently boosting a post on that page right now.
There we go. Boom.
Okay.
And, anything else, Mr. MJ? Anything about, like, I don't know, hippos or...
Donate blood.
Donate blood, yes. That's
also,
good.
wear a goddamn mask.
Yeah, wear your fucking mask, you assholes. Come on.
Dude, just...
Wash your hands.
If you're not breathing in, you're obviously going to miss out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you do wear your mask, make sure it's over your mouth and nose.
Mm-hmm.
None of this under your nose bullshit or under your fucking chin. Like,
nope.
Don't drop it down to your chin and your neck, because if you know anything about virus, the way they travel, you can have that stuff contaminate your neck and your chin. Granted, it can already crawl up into your nasal passages and such from there. But if you drop your mask down there and you put it right back over your face, think about what you're doing. You're just cross-contaminating. Come on, people. It's common sense.
It's true.
Damn, man.
Alrighty, boys. Well, this was fun. Thank you guys for your time. I always enjoy talking wrestling with you guys. All right, that's all I have to fucking say. Kyle, why don't you?
And with that, we must bid you adieu. Goodbye.
And good night, Ben.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by You Record Studios and from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle RavePro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.